Welcome to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
Breaking down social media marketing strategies into actionable items can be daunting for real estate agents. But our friend Rachel Adams-Lee shared her template for success during our A Taste of Social Con virtual event. Get ready to take notes because you are going to want to implement some, if not all, of the gems she drops during this interview.
Rachel, welcome.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
We are awesome. We are honored to have you here, especially being as pregnant as you are. We appreciate
What are you talking? This whole thing?
You got a basketball in there.
It is ridiculous. I know.
Wow. How are you feeling?
I feel good. We're a month out basically, and we have an OB appointment today right after this, and a little different than I planned on, but excited.
You might as well just change your birth destination to LA and just come do it at the Hyatt and do something very unique there.
And today we're doing a live birth on Drunk on Social.
That would be incredible content. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
It would go viral if I gave birth. I do natural unmedicated births too, so it doesn't really matter. I know, 2 times so far, ready for the 3rd.
Wow.
That's on another level.
Yeah,
that's a whole webinar. Rachel,
you go to a different place. I'm obsessed with it though. I think birth is so cool. I'm one of those weird ones.
Do you bring a lot of that authenticity into your socials? And by the way, everyone, she's with Keller Williams. We have a theme here, right? We're trying to bring in everyone. We're not just one brokerage. So we had Real, Century 21. Now we have Keller Williams. Rachel, do you bring a lot of that authenticity into your socials?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think in the beginning, I didn't like, I was self-taught for social. And so when I got on, I feel like people didn't really I thought that I had to have like the perfect job, the perfect life, the perfect car, the perfect hair. I just thought I had to have this image of perfection because that's what people wanted. But reality was, I had gotten a divorce I'd never dealt with. I was putting everybody's needs in front of my own. Yes, I was speaking on stages and all the things, but I was super inauthentic. It got to a point where I actually got called out mid-interview. At the time, it was the CEO of Keller Williams' wife. And literally, there was 3 of us that were flown out to do this interview, Tim Heil, me, and someone else. And it was called Young and Killing It. And I'm doing the interview, and I'm used to everyone being like, tell me about your success. And I'm like, well, I did this and this and this. And literally mid-interview, Nina Heller stops it and goes, guys, can you step outside, the camera crew? And I'm in Gary Keller's gym, sitting on his bench. And she said, what's really going on? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, what's going on? And I was like, and color James, I'm like, I don't know what you mean. And she's like, I don't know if what you say you're doing, you're fully doing. And I just burst into tears. And I was like, honestly, I got a divorce and I worked so hard to do everything for everyone else that I don't even know who I am anymore. And I am I don't even know my last client because I'm so focused on getting the new business. And I was like, I think I'm 20, I would think I was 28 or something, but I was like, I think I need to do things differently. And it was a life-changing moment for me. And I realized that I had an opportunity to really be real, not only with other people, but also with myself. And so it sounds crazy, but I literally went on social media and I made a post because I had gained a following by this point, right? And I said, hey guys, I have to be super honest with you because I haven't been. I got a divorce. And I thought that if I told you that, none of you would want to work with me because nobody would want to work with a divorced realtor, limiting belief, right? Wow. Yeah. And I just I spilled it and I was like, I haven't been doing well. And so I am going to go on this journey of self-discovery. I'm going to take you guys with me. And I just poured it out there. And it was so insane because I thought I was going to get a lot of judgment, but all I got was love and acceptance, because reality is everybody out there wants you to live your best life. They do. I want everyone I know to live their best life. Why would they not want the same for me? And so I decided that I was totally going to shift everything and live my life with 2 words, which was authenticity, truly who I am as a person, and intention. Authenticity and intention. So it was intention in everything I did. And so then, I went on this journey of self-discovery for like 3 years and, did all the work. My business totally blew up. My social media blew up. We had like 131 referrals come through social media last year through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm like,
when was that aha moment when they pulled you over on stage and all that? What year was that?
2015.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
It was so gnarly. And they didn't let me do the interview because they were like, it's not authentic, which I was so embarrassed about. And I turned 30 like the next 2 days later. And I remember being like, okay, 30 years old, what does the rest of my life look like? How am I going to lead this? And I honestly think so those of you who know me on social know my husband, Ryan, like I honestly feel like he is the reward of all my hard work I did on myself, because I became the kind of person to attract somebody like him. And, I'm very open on my social media about my life and our fertility struggles and like all the things that have happened. And people work with people they like, right? And they like you, but they want to know who you are. They want to know what makes you tick. They want to know like the behind the scenes, and you just get to choose what you share. And it's been a pretty crazy journey.
I love that you're saying all of this, because, so many people are so scared of sharing. Everybody thinks that needs to be a highlight reel. And in reality, that's completely off, because you're now, when you're sharing when your strategy is business or highlight reel, you are just blending in with the masses. But where you actually differentiate and attract your tribe, as we say, that's when, you got to get humble, and you let people behind the scenes a little bit. And you said it. I was afraid people were going to judge. They actually came to love you. And real quick, before we let you keep going, Sherry had a comment earlier where she had asked, I'm afraid, or I get that comment, somebody saying I'm fat, or somebody just really in general trolling you. And that is a part of this, but it's going to be a very small part of this. And you can't let that fear scare you away, because there's always going to be a troll trying to cut you down. Namely, usually it's the people closest to you or your competition, one of two. And you just got to look past it. You got to move past it. You've got to kind of build that strength up and realize actually trolls really only help your algorithm, because it allows you the opportunity to respond with kindness and let all your lovers come and defend you. So Rachel, I'll let you keep on going, because I love where you're going with this.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think too, like as far as the troll thing, like I kind of knew the bigger I got on social, the more like haters I would have out there. And I have people call me out for a weird thing. Like someone's like, oh, I'm sure your belly button's real. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't get it. And and then like when Brian and I were getting married, I believe in being proactive, not only in like my real estate business, but my life too, my marriage. So we went to a pre-marriage retreat, and this woman like sent me a private message. She was like, how dare you? She's like, there are some of us out here with real problems. Why would you don't need anybody. And I was like, okay, have a good day. Like it's so interesting because like, so I started my business door knocking and doing open houses, right? I knocked 200 doors a week. I did 3 open houses a week, every single day. So knocking 200 doors, 3 open houses. And I didn't sell any homes the first 4 months. So that's a lot of rejection you face. That's a lot of like questioning if this is the right industry, right? But the thing was, I didn't like where I was at in my life, and I knew I needed a change. And so I made my why I was continuing to work so hard bigger than any excuse I could come up with. Like, did I want to knock every day? No. Did I want to keep getting rejected? No. But I thought of my business like a toy car, right? So here's me, and I'm like doing the right thing. Nothing happened, no momentum, or nothing was like going, but the momentum was building. As soon as I let go, like the car took off. And then that's how I feel about my career. And I loved the belly to belly conversation. So for me, I was like, how can I continue to do this on a grander scale? Like, what does this actually look like? And that's when I decided I was going to dig into social media. And I was 26 when I got in, and everyone's like, you guys are like used car salesmen, you're slimy. And I thought, well, why do they think that about us? Like, and I realized it was because so many realtors were like, how much money they could make, how many houses they could sell. I was like, but this is also about people trusting us with the biggest financial decision they'll ever make. So I was like, how many families can I help? And I decided when I got on social, I was going to add value every single time I got on, every single time. And so and I realized too, with social media, you're either doing one of two things, right? You're either educating people or you're entertaining them. You're educating, you're entertaining. And I wanted my platform to be a balance of both. So the first thing I did, because I was like, man, if all I do is talk about real estate, I'm going to get deleted and blocked because I should, because that's what I do. It's not who I am. So the first thing I did is I'm like, I'm going to create an entire business model around social media. And I did. I created like an 8-step process of like how I built my business. We now run 4 different businesses, real estate 7-figure, but then we have 3 other 6-figure businesses, and all are through social. And it doesn't matter if you're selling socks, you're selling houses, or you're selling, shampoo. Like if you create a model and you stick to it and you're consistent with your message and your branding, you give people something to count on, and they stick around,
Are you struggling to set yourself apart in the real estate sea of sameness? Do you struggle to decide where to market, how to market, or what to put into your marketing to help you stand out? It's probably because your brand isn't dialed in. A great brand involves a lot more than a photo, a logo, and a tagline, friends. That's because people don't do business with a logo. They do business with a person. Our friends at BrandFace can help you define, develop, and display your personal brand so you can stand out, outmarket, and outsell your competition. It is time to unveil your inner star. Head to powerbrandtraining.com and check out their free training video. Again, powerbrandtraining.com. That's all one word. powerbrandtraining.com. Check out their free training video. It will be worth your time.
I'm going to add something to that because I see you. So I watch you and I think you do great. And I love your family, by the way.
Thank you.
And I love hearing you talk because it is super authentic. And I think what came to mind was that yesterday on the plane, I was rereading the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. And I saved an excerpt, and you just reminded me of it. And I'm going to read it to you because it reminds me of you. And I think people should really reflect on this. It says, in the fixed mindset, everything is about the outcome. If you fail, or if you're not the best, it's all been wasted. The growth mindset allows people to value what they're doing regardless of the outcome. They're tackling problems, charting new courses, working on important issues. Maybe they haven't found the cure for cancer, but the search was deeply meaningful. And I just so thought of you in that whole process. So
thank you. Yeah, I mean, and it really is about the journey. Like, I think that because I've taken people on my journey, you create these cheerleaders who genuinely want to see you succeed. And my thing is this, like, I just hosted a webinar and I wrote a new class. And one of the things I taught about was my referral system, because I really focus with agents on teaching them like how to build a national referral network. So getting agent to agent referrals, but also client and community. And when I was creating the class, I always run everything by my husband. We do everything together. And he was like, are you sure you want to share your referral system? Like, this is our bread and butter. And I was like, yes, because it's going to come back around. Something that happened interesting. So when I was like 3 years into the business, and my business coach called me and he was like, hey, Rachel, you're on your goal for this year is to do 50 million and you're on pace for 30. So what are you going to do about it? And I was like, I don't know, like any smart agent. And he was like, okay, well, you don't have any more money for advertising this month. And he's like, you started your business doing door knocking and open houses. What do you want to do? And I was like, I haven't done an open house in like 2 years. So I'm going to go ahead and do door knocking. So I took a house that I had, we had, 5 offers on the property. And I went and I knocked the neighborhood. I had 5 agents on my team, or 5, including myself. So 4 other agents, we each took 100 flyers. We knocked the neighborhood. And we ended up getting 4 CMA requests. We closed 3 of those listings and 1 turned into a refi. And I had created this script, and it was a really powerful script for conversion. And I was like, wow, this really worked. I forgot how good door knocking works. So I went to my Facebook group that I hung out in, which was Lab Coat, right? I went in there and I literally made a post and I was like, hey, agents, I got called. I have to tell you guys, I got to come clean with you. I forgot the number one rules of leaders that we lead by example, and I forgot to lead. And I created the script. We got 4 listings from it. You know, if you want to copy the script to the flyer, I'm happy to share with you. And I shared it in the group. We had 580 agents leave their email address. I wrote 580 agents. I wrote them an email because I'm the kind of agent that does what I say I do, right? You got to be that 1% that follows through, because 99% won't. And I sent every single person a copy of my script, a copy of my flyer, retold the story. And at the bottom, I said, by the way, if you ever need anything in Northern California, I'm your girl. So that was in April. The next month in May, we got 13 agent referrals, 13 from one post.
Wow.
But the thing was, the scarcity mindset of other agents of like, I can't share what I'm doing. I can't, you know, it's my secret sauce. Like that inhibits so much growth and potential. And I didn't realize that, like, I knew when I heard referrals, I thought past clients, I thought community. I never realized that I could have like this massive network of agents around the country that would send referrals and vice versa. And that one experience for me made me realize, like, you've got to have an abundant mindset in this business. Like Tristan, you literally share your innermost thoughts with us most mornings. Like, I'm stoked when I get your messages in the morning. And I mean, you know how this feels. I mean, like, you and I are actual friends, but like, if people don't know you, they think they're your friend. People are like, no, I like, people call me Rach, never met me before. And they feel like we're like genuine connection, because I only want to have real, authentic relationships. You know what I mean? And that's like, you have this incredible opportunity if you're just willing to give and not be like so tight-fisted. So when I decided that I was going to really like roll with social, I was like, I'm going to make a model around this. Are you guys cool if I kind of run through the model a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So first things first, if you're going to build a business through social, you have to get super clear on what you're going to talk about. Because again, you're not just a realtor. There's so much more to who you are as a person. And this applies to any industry that you're in, right? So I tell people to write down their 5 passions, 5 things that make them tick as a person. Number 1 is going to be real estate, because that's the industry you're in, right? But then 2 through 5, different for every person. Maybe you like cleaning and working out, hunting and fishing, DIY projects. You're married and you have kids, you love them, hopefully write them down, right? My goal is for you to have 5 things you post about. And I don't want you to stress if like your real estate post or your lowest producing post, they're going to be, because it's what you do. It's not who you are. And there's a way to do it where, like, I don't ever want you just posting a Zillow review and being like, so thankful for my career, because your mom's going to like it. And like 2 other realtors. What I do when I do my business posts, like my 20%, is I literally will take a picture of my family, right, that did a closing. And I ask them, I literally sit down and I interview them. And I'm like, let's talk about the journey of what got you here today. Let's talk about your learning lessons, your failures, and your triumph, because everybody wants to have the success story, right? And cheer someone else on. And every time that I do storytelling, which is what I don't call them testimonials or reviews, I call it storytelling. Every time I do storytelling and I tell a story about clients, I get referrals. Every single time. And there's a craft and a way to do it, right? So you have your 5 passions. Then what do you do? Well, I always tell people, they're like, well, when am I posting? When's the best time to post? I would say when you wake up in the morning. Don't like stress about the algorithm. Like if you Google it and it's like, when's the best time to post? It's gonna be like 6:12 to 7:14. No, don't worry about that. You need to learn how to be proactive about your social media too, because you know what I used to do is I'd wake up in the morning, I'd grab my phone, and first thing I do is I start scrolling in bed. And I see the mom who just made her kids handmade lunches with the love note, and the dad who just, you know, drank his green smoothie and got his workout in, or someone who sold their 100th house and it's like March. And I wake up and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I feel like crap. I'm already behind for the day. And you wake up feeling less than, or feeling like you're behind. And it's like, what a crummy way to wake up. And so I decided I was going to be proactive. So I actually have my next like 5 or 6 posts ready to go ahead of time. I use an app called Google Keep to prep all my posts. I store my hashtags in there. And then a tip too is like, if you have your 5 passions, be proactive, get your hashtags ready ahead of time. I use an app called Hashtag Expert. What's cool about it is you can put in like, so I'm like Sacramento Realtor, whatever, right? You can Google Keep with a K, keep, like I'm going to keep you in my palm. I don't know. That's weird. So what I do is I Oh crap, I lost my train of thought. I'm pregnant. I'm really hot right now, you guys. What was it? I'm not a fan. Keep talking.
I love
Pregnancy
this.
brain.
Go get a fan while she's going.
It doesn't get more authentic than that.
I just had to turn, you guys. It's like I'm a furnace. It is hot up in here.
You were talking about your hashtag app.
Oh, thank you.
Hashtag expert.
Yeah, no,
Was it-
thank Jocelyn. Thank Jocelyn for that one.
Okay, hashtag expert. So you have your 5 passions. What I would encourage you to do is come up with, because you can do up to 30 hashtags. Right now, the algorithm's preferring like 15. But I pick my 30 hashtags. And so what's cool about the hashtag expert is it literally will pick the trending hashtags for what's trending right now. And I have them stored in Google Keep. So what I do is I wake up in the morning, when I'm ready for posting, I make my post, drop my hashtags. I always post first on Facebook, then on Instagram. They're not linked. And then the reason I don't link them is it's not as favored in the algorithm to link your posts. And then what I will do is I will then go into Instagram, drop my hashtags. I do the hashtags in the comment section, not on the actual post, because it doesn't matter. It hits the algorithm the same and it doesn't look as clean if there's a bunch of hashtags. And then I allow myself time to scroll. But I will tell you, as far as scrolling, there is a way to lead generate through social, which I'll go through with you guys. And there's also a way, right? Generate leads, buyers and sellers and new clients. There's also a way to, so there's a way to lead generate. There's also a way just to scroll and mindless scrolling. Like you can say like, oh, I have super good intentions. I'm just going to check social for a few minutes. And literally 2 hours later, you're watching like cat videos on YouTube and you don't know what happened to your life. Right. And then you're racing to a show and you're shoving a bagel down your throat and you're like, oh my gosh, like we've all been there. So you have to set boundaries. And, you know, that's another thing that we did is like, when I met my husband, he was like, I love, like everybody I dated before Ryan was like, oh, I want a strong, independent woman. And then they meet me and they're like, maybe not that strong, maybe not that independent. And I met Ryan and we met on Tinder, by the way. So
Ooh, nice.
I will help you write your bio. If you want to do online dating, I will help you write your bio. Right. There's so much you're getting from this, you guys. Drunk on Social takes care of you in all the ways. So what I did is when I did, you know, so I meet Ryan and he's like, I love what you're doing and how can we make it even better? And I was like, okay, this is cool. And he said, and so we, you know, everything's going well. And then he's like, wow, your phone goes off a lot. And I was like, well, yeah, definitely. But the thing is, you know, I'm into real estate and I do a lot on social media. And he was like, I get that. But if we're going to like really make this official and like have a family, that's not going to work for our lifestyle. And the thing is, like, there is this pressure with social media. People think they have to be everything to everyone all the time. And you have to be completely available and tell all your stories and share all your secrets. And, you know, for me, what happened was we went to a pumpkin patch and we went there together and we had our one son, Henry, and I got there and I, you know, did all my things. We took my pictures and my content and all that. And we got back in the car and he was frustrated. And I was like, what's going on? And he's like, well, we just went to a family event and you weren't there. And I was like, oh crap, you know? And so again, proactive, we went and got marriage coaching around it. And we set healthy boundaries around social media. And I'm sharing this with you because you're going to hear lots of good tips today, but I wanted to come at it from like a little bit of a different perspective on this too, because I think especially as a mama, like, and like the number one thing our people want is our time and our attention. And social media can be incredible, but if you're not running your social, it's running you. So you have to set some boundaries. So just like with a buyer presentation or a listing presentation, you're going to set the expectation with your seller, right? Your buyer. This is what you can expect from me. This is what I expect from you. Now what happens is if I go to a pumpkin patch, I set the expectation with my husband. Hey babe, when we first get there, I'm going to, grab 10 minutes of content. I'm going to record stories. I'm going to take the pictures. Then my phone's going to go away and I'll be present with you guys. Then when I'm ready for social media, when I time block for it, I then can make my post. And it was funny because I forgot last year when I did this, I forgot to post the pumpkin patch. And so it was like a month later and I posted the pumpkin patch and someone was like, oh my gosh, I just missed you. And I was like, dang it. Like I was there literally a month before, but people don't have to know everything that's happening in your life every single moment. And you get to choose what you share and when you share it. And that's what I like about the 5 passions. That's what I like about posting in the morning when you're ready, like you choose to do it. Right. And then I've got more if you want a little more on like how I.
Of course.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep
Wait,
going.
Jeff, how are we on
Feel
time?
free to like,
We're
yeah,
good.
tell me time. Tell me
I'd say about 8 minutes.
8. All right, we can roll. We can do 8.
So we
Okay.
got coaching too, so don't forget to promote that.
Okay, for sure. Thank you. So the next thing is, so you make your post first thing in the morning. How do you get people to see it? Because reality is right now, only 7 to 10% of your friends are seeing what you're doing. You know how like if you go on Instagram or Facebook, you see the same people, the same stories. The deal is if you're not seeing them, they're not seeing you, guys. If you're not seeing them, they're not seeing you. So how do you get outside? People are so focused on getting the new followers that they don't realize that there is freaking gold in the people that already are friends with them, who like you, who love you, who would refer business to you if they saw what you're doing. So this is my system. So I make my post first thing in the morning. An hour later, I time block, I go in, I like, I comment, I engage with everybody who connected on me. The goal of any platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of them, is to keep you on the platform as long as they possibly can. So if you like something, they're going to give you more of that, right? And so what happens is I make my post. So I want you to think of the algorithm like tools, okay? So say we're using Instagram or Facebook, right? You can make a post, you can like something, you can do a reel, you can go live, you can do IGTV, you can comment on something, you can send a private message, you can send an audio message. Like I need 8 different things. Every one of these things are tools. And the more tools you use on social, the more eyes you'll get on your content. So you make your post, hit a tool, hour later, comment, like, engage, 3 more tools. And the algorithm is like, hey, she's doing something right. Let's give her more eyes on the content. And then what I do is 1 hour later before the end of the day, I go back in and I connect with everybody again. So I'm constantly staying in front of people, adding the value, sharing the story, right? And, you know, the other piece to it too is people say like, oh, I'm going to go on social media, I'm going to build my business. What does that actually mean? Because if you sit there and you're like, yeah, I'm going to build my business, like, you're not getting anywhere. You're not building anything, right? So you have to be proactive. You have to be intentional about your message. So what I would do is if I'm lead genning for social media, and lead generation, meaning like continually trying to create and cultivate leads, right? New people. I would send, so I would go on a post that I did, like a higher producing post, right? With a birthday, anniversary, just something where we had good interaction. I've already commented to the people because that's part of my process, right? What people don't realize is those likes, the people that like your post is like this golden goose opportunity. They're literally people who are sitting there going, hey, I'm watching what you're doing. I'm right here. And yet they get ignored. It's a vanity metric. People are like, I got 100 likes today. I got 600 likes today. Oh my God, I got 2 likes on it. I'm going to delete the post. Like I know people like that. What I do, because I want to build genuine connections, is I will click on the post. I do it on my computer, not on my phone, because I like to actually like write stuff down. I click on a post on the likes, I scroll over them, copy them, paste them into a Word doc. And then I literally go through one by one. This is my lead gen time, right? And I go and I look and I say, okay, so say that Jeff liked my post and Tristan commented on my post, right? Well, I'm already going to have responded back to Tristan and said, thanks, buddy. Like, you know, he's like, happy anniversary. This looked amazing. And so I'm already going to comment to Tristan, but Jeff liked my post. Most of the time he would get nothing from me.
Yeah.
But Jeff is this golden opportunity for me because I don't know him very well. We only have met through Drunk on Social now. So what I would do is I would click on his page proactively. So he likes my post. I'm in my lead gen time for social media to build my business. I'm going to go onto his page. I'm going to see what's happening in this world. I'm going to see if his daughter just graduated from kindergarten or like some, you know, a vacation he just come back on. And I'm going to see something personal happening in his life. I'm then going to send him a private message. So he likes my post. I private message him. Hey, Jeff, you know, thanks so much for connecting with me on my anniversary post. We had the best time in Tahoe. I saw your daughter just graduated from kindergarten. What a huge milestone for you and your family. Do you guys have any big plans for the holidays? My connection with Jeff has nothing to do with real estate. You're not going to meet someone in a grocery store and be like, I love your shoes. Do you want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? No, because that's freaking weird. So don't be weird on social media. Like, I approach relationships with people on social the same way I am in person. And when people meet me, they're like, you are literally the same person on social media that you are in real life. And to me, that's like the best compliment that I can get. Last piece I will give you for just kind of like hacking the algorithm here is how do you get people to see you that haven't been seeing you? Because the likes are people who are already seeing you. How do you get the people to see you who haven't seen you? So I call it my rule of 5-5-5. So every single month on my real estate team, we go through our social media and we pull 25 names. 25 names. We call it our top 25. So like this month is December 25. Next month could be January 25, literally 1 through 25. And what we're doing is we're pulling out, I like to do themes. So sometimes it's 25 local business owners in my community. Sometimes it's 25 agents from around the country. Sometimes it's 25 past clients, right? People that I'm already friends with. So you're scrubbing your list, but you're not seeing their content. Remember, if they're not seeing you, you're not seeing them. Okay. And so what happens is what I do is my rule of 5-5-5. So I told you I make my post first thing in the morning. Well, there's one step before that. 5 minutes before I make a post, I'm going to comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
So this is from your list year 25. So you're pulling 5 of those names from your list year 25 of people who you haven't been seeing. 5 minutes before you make a post, you're going to comment on 5 people's post, a comment of 5 words or more. And what's really cool is these are these 5 people that haven't seen your stuff. You know them, they like you, they'd probably refer business to you if they saw what you're up to, but they have no way of seeing you because you haven't interacted with them, they haven't interacted with you, so the algorithm's not putting you guys together. So if you're super intentional about how you get in front of people, what's so cool is like every month that's 25 new people that again, they already know you, but now you're seeing their stuff, they're seeing your stuff, your story views go up, your likes go up, your comments go up, but what's most important about that is your referrals start to grow. And I mean, we had 131 referrals come through last year, guys. Like, this is what I'm so passionate about. And so to jump onto the coaching piece for just a sec, I have 2 different coaching courses I'm super happy to share with you guys. I'm going to give a specific discount code just for Drunk on Social because holidays are coming and Merry Christmas. So the one of them I have is called Hello Social. It's a specific social media masterclass. And it is truly, so it's an 8-week course. The way my courses work is it's a pre-recorded webinar. You get a workbook to download with each webinar. It's an 8-week course, but you actually have 6 months to get all the content. And then my favorite thing about it is I have a private Facebook mastermind group where I do one-on-one coaching in there. So you get the group coaching pricing with a one-on-one feel. And that course is called Hello Social. And I can put it in the comments that they can post for you guys with the discount code. And it's super fun. I love it. We have like 300 students in there right now and it's a blast. And then the other one's Dynamic Agent. And that's more if you want to do like client events and how we went from like 39 to 109 transactions. And if you want to build a team, like that's more of like an all-inclusive. That one's just for realtors. It's Dynamic Agents, a masterclass for realtors. The other one is a masterclass for social media. So you can kind of pick your poison.
That's
what
cool.
else?
No, I mean,
I'm basically like drinking out of a fire hose, hanging out with me.
Listen, here's one of the things that I took away from that. And we say this all the time. Social media is so not intentional for so many of you. You open up app, you go down rabbit hole. You just heard what she said. Like that's intentionality at its finest. I mean, that is intention. I mean, she's stoking the algorithm of 5 people before she posts, which increases the odds that it's going to show up on their feed now. I mean, that is gold. I love what you're doing. I mean, and this is, you just, like you said, you did this on your own. That's the thing that I love about this is, and Tristan and I can relate to this because everything we do, we just figured out for ourselves. We're just testing and seeing what works.
I mean, that's like how originally like Tristan and I connected because we were both just like messing around trying to figure out social media. And like, you know, I feel like people just connect on that level. And now it's like, what's so cool is like the people watching this, like they're getting all this incredible content from all these different speakers. And you guys are the one who brought us all here. So thank you for that. And we're all committed to growing together. Like that's the thing I love about social media is like, I literally like was talking about expressing colostrum, which if you don't have kids, you have no idea what that means. But I'm like on my social media talking about expressing colostrum. The next day we're posting about doing Santa mimosas for our real estate clients. The next day I'm talking about a date night. The next day I'm talking about systems, right? It's like And they're my 5 passions. You know, I'm a passionate wife and mom. Like those are my absolute priority in life. And I love being an entrepreneur. So I talk about that a lot. Personal growth is a passion of mine. People might find you because you're in real estate, but they're going to stick around because of who you are and how you make them feel. It sounds weird, but your social media is about how it makes them feel. It actually has nothing to do with you. Like it's how they feel about your content. And so for me, I'm like, I know that certain people follow me because of the mom stuff. I know certain people follow me because they really like the personal growth piece. And that is totally okay with me. Like not everyone is going to comment on real estate. However, 80% of what I talk about is my life. It's who I am. It's what I'm doing. It's what I'm reading. It's what I'm eating. It's what makes me tick. It's why someone hangs out with me on the weekend. 20% is real estate, only 20%. And it doesn't have to be the house you just sold or your new listing. It can be, but that stuff I do more in my stories, to be honest. Like my platform is so much more about connecting and things that add value. Every single time I wake up, I'm like, how can I add value to others? And that's how I built this thing. And that's how I'm going to continue to build.
Thanks for listening to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.